Welcome back, everybody, once again to the Satisfactory Overexplained Let's Play Beginner Guide Tutorial Research thing, TM, on my channel. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing pretty good. I'm a little bit frustrated because I've just started this episode, got about half an hour in, glanced over OBS, realised I hadn't pressed record. Good one, mate. Good one. But anyway, we're back. It's fine now. I can see us recording. There we go. 30 seconds recording. I'm happy. Right. It's been a while for me since I've played this game. I'm not going to lie. I did quite a lot between episodes as well. I think I did about 8 or 9 hours worth of stuff. But I did so far to date, the earlier episodes in this series, I sort of quite condensed recorded them over the period of a couple of weeks, and then some life stuff has happened, things have turned upside down, and I haven't had much chance or even motivation to do recording. So hopefully this is going to make it just in time to keep up my little schedule I've been doing. But we're back. I had to refamiliarise myself with stuff, so we'll ignore my auto saves. We'll go back to this save, and we'll try and I'm going to try and do the same recap that I did. Maybe a little bit smoother though. Who knows? I've practiced it once now, right? But this is where we were at the end of the last episode. It was quite painful, the end of that last episode, wasn't it? Just sitting around tinkering in the notepad for so long. But I've gone off and I've just, as you can see, I've built a whole bunch of stuff here, and we're producing all of the materials now we need to start making those delicious tasty modular frames. You can see I've built a sort of roadway of source code over this way. I think my plan is going to be we're going to do a train line here to ferry all of this good stuff back to our main base, which is like sort of way over the other side of these mountains. But so last time I was talking about using a tool to sort of double check my numbers, and we're going to look at that in a second. Let's just look at what I'd written here. So this was my sort of estimate of what we needed, or how I worked it out. I looked through each of the recipes and we were sort of looking at how many constructors I needed. So I was just getting a rough idea of how many constructors I needed and what the raw materials were for each of those constructors. And then I did a sort of base sum like this to sort of figure out how much iron ore, lime and coal I needed for that. And then I went and used the tool, and the tool, I was way out on the iron ore. I'm not quite sure how I did that. But probably because I've just assumed they're 100% constructors, and the tool is, knows that we don't need to do 100% for some of the things. So that's probably what accounts for it. But we'll just have a quick look at the tool, which is here, satisfactorytools.com. Very useful. They've got like a full codex, but the main thing I like here is this production calculator. Maybe we'll just zoom in a tiny bit to make it a bit bigger. Try and help you see it if you're watching on a small device. But essentially what we do here is I can drop down this box, I can search for something. So I don't know, let's just do reinforced iron plate. That's the first sort of complex thing we have to make in the game. And then it just does this like nice little chart down here. Look, so we can see for that I'd need 120 iron ore a minute, and that'd go into 4 smelt. Well, sorry, we skipped over a bit here. Items per minute is up here. So this is telling me how much stuff I need to make 10 reinforced iron plates a minute. You can tweak this number you want, if you want, to whatever level. So there we go. To make 5, I need 60 iron ore, 2 smelters. We put those into making rods to make the screws and the plates, etc. Right, and this is just showing us at a very basic level how that works. You can move these little things around as well, which is quite nice. You can also, on this tool, choose what recipes are available to you. So if we click on this recipes thing here, so for example, I've got this cast screw recipe that skips creating the rods when you need to make screws. So if we tick that and then come back to our production, we should see that that's changed our production. It's made it look, we got 1 fewer box now, and we can just say same materials, and then we just put it straight into our constructors. So you can do that and cater for the alternative recipes, which is cool. The thing I think, just to notice, I think it uses whatever is most quote-unquote efficient, and I don't know how it determines that. I've never looked into it, really, I'm not going to lie. It could be like number of resources or power used or something. So what you can do here is, these are the base recipes, the sort of defaults are down this side. And you can just uncheck these if you don't want it to be included. If it's forcing you this, and there's some weird late game stuff in here, like these. For example, bauxite. You can make bauxite is a rare material you can get later, and I think this must be something you get like post tier 9 that lets you make bauxite out of caterium or out of copper. So they're quite cool. but sometimes it puts those in as in your recipes because they're the most efficient way. So yeah, you might want to uncheck some things if you're using this yourself. But anywho, I'd made this sort of recipe here. It's nice how it has this little tab control here. You can delete them over this side and reorganize them if you want. You can also do complicated things, like on another save game I did this one here where you add several things you want to create, the numbers you want to create them in, and then it just tells you nicely sort of how much stuff you need to do. That's very cool. If I actually can always collapse that, yeah, there we go. So you can fit more stuff on screen at once as well, which is nice. But if we come back to here, so this was what we were hoping to make, and you can see, so this is where I got that 590 from. This is now going to create exactly the right amount of stuff. What have we got here? Have we got Casca in here? Yes, we do. So the boxes do get a bit tricky as you go on, and I'll show you a good example of that in a second, but moving them around helps you see what's going where. But you can see we've got our heavy modular frames. We're going to make 2 a minute, and for that we need 10 industrial beams, 10 modular frames, 2 40 screws and 40 steel pipes. So all of that stuff is coming through here, and you can see down here, look, I've set up, there's the iron pipe alternate that we've got, which is great, skips us having to make extra steel, and we've also got the cast screw alternate here as well. But just before we stop looking at the tool, I just want to show you like how complex things get. So like we said, we looked at this now, and we get back to production. So we looked at this is reinforced iron plates, like the first complex thing that you make in the game. Then we were just looking at this, and you can see this is sort of like quite a bit more complicated for sure. But then adaptive control units, which we're hoping to make today as well, like they start to get like this, and then it gets, you know, this is just the beginning. Some of the later stuff gets absolutely bananas, but we're not going to look at that today. I think that's probably enough looking at Satisfactory Tools. But it's a very cool tool. I don't know why that thing isn't in the game. I really think it should be in the game, to be honest. I'm not sure why it isn't. It could be just like an upgrade to your hub. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's delete all of this because we don't need that anymore. What else have I got in here? Oh, some MAM stuff. We're going to go look at that, definitely. Maybe if we've got time towards the end, we'll finish this stuff off just to unlock these other things. I was hoping to do turbo fuel in this series, but I'm not sure we're going to make that at this point. But what else have I done? Add dimensional depot to black powder. Oh yeah, I think I did that so that every now and again I can pop back. If you remember, we set up our factory with the assault rifle ammo. So now I've just got the black powder being dimensional depot, so at least I can grab a chunk of it and just chuck it into that semi-automated little setup that we had. Right, so I'm carrying a load of stuff I probably don't need. Let's get rid of some of these for now. Can you go in? Oh no, he's full. I thought that would be the case. What we got? Some creepy crawlies, sluggies. What else is here? No, that's fine, I think. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at what we've built then. Just to try and show you. So you can see I think it's quite impressive. It looks cool. So I've just built a whole bunch of stuff. Everything's just being sunk. You can see we've got several awesome sinks around the place. So first stop's here. This is making the all of the concrete we need for our heavy modular frames. I think this should be, what is this, 60 a minute? Yeah, 15 times 4. So that's all of those guys going nicely. That'll make all the concrete we need for our encased industrial beams. And then we also need to make steel beams for those encased industrial beams as well. So these foundries here are using 120 iron and coal per minute to make our steel for us. So the coal's coming from down below. If we have a quick look, you can see we've got one miner here. I think there's more coal. There's a couple more coal spots over there. So we've got loads of coal here. It's a really good spot. But we're using this one. I think it's impure, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so I'm just using these impure nodes. There's another one over that side. I'm just using them to get the coal that we need for the steel. Then we've got these super fast conveyors here that are coming from right up the top where there's some pure iron nodes. So we're just hoofing down a whole load of iron. So it's coming on these really fast belts straight through our foundries and then onwards to our other machines. So I've got quite a complicated setup here actually. Can we get on? We can get up on top of here and have a quick look. So like, because it's coming down on 2 belts, because there was so much I couldn't do it on 1 belt. So we've got the 2 belts coming down, 1 belt feeds these, and then the excess comes onto this front line of smelters, and then the rest of it comes and feeds the back line of smelters first, and then the excess goes on to feed the front row. So these guys are just producing tons of iron at the moment. That's just all getting sunk. You can just see over here as well. This was a good little discovery. So over down in this little, I don't know what to even describe this as. There's a cave there that I found. Went nosing, having a little bit of a nosy around, and it linked up to the cave where my salmon, my other quartz was. So I was like, oh. And there was another quartz node there. So what I've done is I've just brought a load of that out to make a load of quartz crystals that I'll eventually probably use to automate my crystal oscillators. That's what I'm thinking of using that for. So that can eventually get dumped onto our train line that we're going to have coming up to our main area as well. But for now, it's just being sunk. But we've got, oh my god, how many have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to 20 smelters here. And in fact, if we have a quick look back on here, how much did we need? 15.6 smelters. So I've actually got way too many smelters. What we might do, I need to go and check, because they're all running, yeah, they're all green. Is this guy running 100%? He is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these 4 off. We'll do 16. I can't be bothered doing the little odd percentage. These materials are going to be shipped off somewhere else anyway. We'll just make sure that the other end we've got a way of bidding excess if our drop-off point gets too full. But that's cool. These guys should now just all back up, so that's nice. We'll dash up the top and have a quick look at our iron ore production just to see what we've got. So yeah, all the limestone's just coming from here. Yeah, that is the lime coming down from where the nice... I was very lucky that thing was there. I didn't remember he was there at all when I set this up. Wanted to set this up at first. But I've made us a nice little cannon here. We'll use that. We'll use that in a minute. Let's go and have a quick look over here. I love these fast conveyor belts because you can't even really run on them. It's very cool. They're so fast. They're good if you go the other way though. We might make use of that in a second. So how much are we making here? We needed 590 altogether. Oh my god, I'm making 720. Jeez, no wonder that's so much. Let's just drop that to 300 for now, I think. That'll do our 16, whatchamacallit, smelters that we've got. I think, right? Hang on, let me just double check that. Oh no, it's not 600. So it's 600 minus 120, because that's how much goes in. So it's 480 divided by 16 is 30 each. Yeah, cool. So that means we've got enough iron going for the rest of our smelters. Whoop. Yeah, I do like running on the fast conveyors. It's well cool. So, there we go anyway. So now these guys should be sorting themselves out. We've turned off those last 4. I don't think we need to look at anything else here for now. We'll be coming back. I don't think I've unlocked the trains yet. No. So we'll go and unlock trains first. Excuse me. Rogue little conveyor pole. Let's go and take this conveyor cannon we've got, and I'll try and show you guys a bit of the road that we've built around the outside. So, you can see, it's going over that way, look. Oh, come on, fog. Here we go. This little bit here actually was for, you can just see down there, there's a sulfur node. So I've done that because we'll need sulfur and coal for turbo fuel, I think, when we start doing that. I haven't tried that yet. Oh, there's some, oh yeah, I got that on a different save. That's some, what's it called, uranium? Oh, very exciting, nuclear power. You can see that the road splits here, it goes round that way, that goes to our power station. In case, that's just in case I want to do something over there eventually. And then it comes down here, look, you can see it's just landing right about here. And I know this from playing this a minute ago, there's a soma sloop on top of here, so I'm going to go and collect that real quick. Guarded by one big chunky boy. Come on, why aren't I moving forwards anymore? Oh, I hate when you lose your momentum when you're jetpacking. It's the worst. But we'll just grab this real quick. And then we'll go and do the bits we need to unlock the train tracks, and then have a look at the recipes we're going to be making. Oof! Sayonara, sucker. Oh wait, I thought he was dead, but he just did that funny little tumble that they do sometimes. Oh god, I thought he died. There we go. Give me your hide. Lovely. Let's grab this soma sloop because they are going to become increasingly more useful. Right. So down there you can see that's, yeah, so our power station's right over there. This is where we're producing our rubber and plastic. Did I tidy this up as well? Or did I not? No, I don't think I did. I've got a memory of thinking I wanted to, but I think I've left it. Can't remember. We'll go and have a look at some point. It's been so long. Oh, there's a little yellow power slug there as well. Hello. I didn't see you a minute ago. See if I've got time to just grab him quick. Even though I've been spotted. I always find when you've got like an alpha, one of those, or just however many of those big, what are they called, those things again? The ones that shoot at you, they take so long to shoot the first time. It's quite easy to just grab stuff and just run off. Right, well, since we're here, let's have a quick look at what we're going to need to produce the stuff we want to produce. So that's our adaptive control unit. Sees one of our goals for sure. So we're going to make our heavy modular frames. Let's look at those quick again, just to recap. So yeah, we're going to be bringing all the mats for this stuff from that other place. It's going to come on a train line. I think we're probably going to put it, like, the train's going to be maybe down there where I'm pointing my cursor right now. And then we'll just ferry some of the stuff up here on a conveyor or something like that. So that's going to be fine. Then we're going to, so that'll be producing our 2 heavy mod frames a minute. And then we're going to use those mod frames in this recipe, where we only need 1 a minute, so that's good, because heavy mod frames do become like a thing you use for just normal building. And then we need some automated wiring, which I think we've got, well, I know we've got, because I did it in my first take of this video. So we'll go and look at that just the same way I did before in a minute. We've got some circuit boards. I'm producing tons. We'll go and look at that in a sec. And computers, I think we're pretty much we're just over that requirement of 2 per minute. But I think we should be good. So let's just have a quick look at our production for these things. So I did redo this bit entirely. So I also, well, yeah, I even did, I wasn't happy with how we did this bit last time. So I've completely redone it and just made it a bit tidier. First thing, I got rid of the truck that was coming from all the way over there that was bringing the copper sheets to here. And what I've done now is I've just got 1 truck that goes up to the top of there, gets the plastic, gets some fuel at the fuel stop, goes down to the bottom here where I've increased the copper production we had before, and now he's bringing the copper and the plastic here. We might see, well, you can see there's a bunch just been dropped off not long ago, and that just goes and feeds our machines for us, which is great. I've set up a lot of fast melts here with an excess going off to some sinks that are at the back, just in case these boxes ever get full, which they shouldn't do, because I think we're using pretty much exactly what we're creating. I did have to go and adjust, that's what I did over there. I don't think I adjusted the layout too much, but I did have to tweak the plastic production because we didn't have much. We didn't have enough. We had loads, but it wasn't enough for what we're producing. So we've now got more copper coming over and enough plastic coming over into here. This is where we're making our circuit boards now. So if we look at this, yeah, he's making 7.5 a minute. And as is this guy, so we've got 15 tasty circuit boards a minute getting made, and then this guy here is making our computers, and he is way overstocked. So this does make me think we can probably, I mean, I think he's overstocked at the moment because I messed up a little, and I didn't notice while I was setting this all up, but where these circuit boards are coming out of our sort of manifolded assemblers here, this little, you can't quite see it, this thing wasn't connected properly, so it wasn't, yeah, it was a bit annoying. They weren't moving, they were stuck. They're working again now. You can see they're going up the lift. So maybe that's why we're backlogged. So what I might do, just as a test, if we do a good test sometimes, is to just take everything out like this, just let it all fill up, and next time I'm back here, we'll check and make sure it's running at 100%. And if it's filled up again, well, I think, hang on, how many is it making? 2.5, and we needed 2 for that recipe. So maybe we'll increase this to be 3 in time. We'll just see. 2.5 is fine for now. I'll be getting some sort of backlog in this box for me to use, and I've got to go into my dimensional storage. So we should be all right when we need to use computers for building stuff manually. But yeah. So this is all set up here. We've got more sinks coming off the circuits, coming off the computers, and then I've got an output waiting here so I can bring out the computers if I want, and I've got a similar thing. Then we've got this little, this guy here is just a regular splitter, so I can bring out the extra circuit boards this way, to help us build our what is it called? Adaptive control units. The other thing that we want to build as well, oh no, we just go and look at automated wiring, didn't we? But we need to build these modular engines. So this is quite a tricky one, and I'm thinking what we're probably going to do for this is motors and smart plates. I'm already creating like up in this factory on the top, right up back at home. So I'm thinking maybe we'll just build on top of this another little factory that's going to do the production of these modular engines. I just need to figure out how to get the rubber there. And you do need quite a lot of rubber, because if you look up here, we can see we need to make 500 of these things. So that means I need 500 times 15 rubber, which is what? 7,000 something? No, 15. Yeah, 7,500. So that is quite a lot. Quite a lot of stuff. But that's fine. We got this. I think that's going to be our main goals today, is setting up those two sort of phase 3 objects. I doubt they'll get finished today, but we'll definitely get them set up. Maybe put us in a position to wrap up this series next episode. Don't cry. I know it's emotional, but yeah, I think we're probably there. And we might be back soon. I might come and do an update on this save, or we might continue the series at some point. I'm not sure. We'll see. Right, but let's go over here, because I think this is where we're making the automated wiring. And I know I need to grab some steel and stuff for unlocking trains. Oh my god. Right, so the box for our automated wiring is full. The rest of it is just being sunk. Hey, little doggo. How you doing, mate? Have I got any... How do you do this stuff? What are they called? Pale berries? Come here. Let's give you a pale berry a minute. Don't you like these things? Somebody told me you can tame them, and I've never done it. He's still walking away. What do I do? I can't throw it. Oh, he's run off. Hey, where are you going? Oh. Maybe you have to drop it on the floor or something. Hey, Mr. Birdie. Do you like a pale berry? I bet he doesn't. No one of these? No, they're weird, aren't they? They look at you. A bit obtuse, that one, finding out that you can actually domesticate those little guys, but we'll have a look. So, anyway, we've got plenty of this stuff. So my choices for getting that, we can either extend this little sort of conveyor highway thing we've got here, and bring some of those guys. Oh, I could even dump it on this top belt and put a smart splitter at the other side. Or, given that we only need a small amount, I could just pick up the automated wiring and just carry it and dump it in a box. We'll see. We'll see how we go. There's no shame in doing that, guys, by the way. It's completely fine. As long as you're producing the stuff, I think it's just making work for yourself, right? That's the ultimate sort of trade-off. You're either having to manually run stuff around or not. And how much fun you have doing that is up to you. Okay, so now we're home. Let's go and look. Let's go and look at our research. I forgot to get the bloody steel beams. I knew I needed them. We'll have to go back down now. So, trains are really cool. And we'll look at all of this stuff in a good amount of detail once we've unlocked it. But this railway signalling stuff I've never really used. It's really useful if you've got multiple trains, essentially, right? I've only ever had trains that have one, like lines that have one train on at a time. And I've had several of those sort of thing dotted around. But if you're getting more complicated and you're having lots of, like one big train network with lots of trains, you need these. I think what they do is you use them to mark segments of the track so that it stops the trains moving when other trains are in another segment, something like that. I've never done it, so I might tinker with it a bit between episodes. Maybe if next one is the last one, just while we're waiting for things to tick up, we can muck about, make a little sample train route, and we'll see how it works. Bigger blueprints is kind of cool, so we'll probably unlock that once we've got our heavy mod frames being created. And I think the main difference here, does it say how to... Oh, it's so frustrating that... Look, that message scrolls, but there's no way for me to... Oh, wait, you just wait. Come on. That took a very long time to start scrolling. Dimensions, 40 by 40 by 40. Which essentially just means, I think it's 5 squares, like 5 tiles, instead of 4 by 4. So it's 5 by 5, which is quite nice. Right, let's get monorails selected. and we'll go and grab the requisite tools. It does feel nice being in this. I haven't been in this base for ages. It's really cool being back here, man. I love it. So let's pop down here and grab what we need. I don't know why I took the wires instead of using the tubes. Nostalgia, maybe? Okay. So we need 1,000 each. Steel beams and steel pipes. I'm hoping we've just got materials here. So, oh, hang on, I've got more little bits again. Let's get rid of some of these for now. They can just get dumped straight in there. Those guys can stack up. Oh, inventory management is probably my least favourite part of this game. It gets more and more annoying the further you get, I think. Why have I got just one little stack? Right, so that's 5 stacks of that. That's what we want. We want 5 stacks of these. Oh, that's 6. And then we want 5 stacks of encased industrial beams. Is this encased industrial beams? Yes, it is. 5 stacks of those. Delicious. And we'll head back up to the top, grab some motors. And we should be all good. We're going to need a lot of steel to build our train network because it's quite a long route going all the way around the outside. So we'll have to see how that goes. Up here. Oh no! Never got around to fixing that hypertube so it doesn't slow down like that. That's just how this game is sometimes. Let me know in the comments, what's your thing you never fixed? What was I going to grab? Motors. How much do we need? 5 stacks of these. Okie doke. Have at you. Okay, great. Monorail technology unlocked. So let's have a look at this stuff. What do we need to build them? Oh, okay, just normal mats. There's nothing too scary that we need to build trains at the moment, so that's good. Sorry, I'm just going to scan through each of the building mats just quick. Okay, so railway needs pipes and beams, so we'll go and grab a few stacks of those just so we've got spares, because I'm feeling we're going to rinse through our dimensional storage real quick. So let's have a quick chat, shall we, about some of the stuff. So we've got electric locomotives. So these are the actual engines, right, that pull your trains back and forth. Trains are cool because they use electricity, and the amount of electricity they use depends on like how heavy the load is, whether they're going uphill, downhill, stuff like that. But they're great because they don't need fuel compared to cars, so it is just so much better than using tractors. There's just less logistics involved. They also help, the railway carries electricity, so if you're building a big railway somewhere, you don't need to also do power lines, which is quite nice. Freight cars, so these attach to the engines, and they're where we put in freight. So what they can, I think these ones can actually, yeah, it does say on the description there, we can actually load in both solids or liquids by default, which is cool. Then we've got a train station, so with the trains we don't need to record a route like we do with the cars, right? Because the trains have a track that they just follow. So you put a train station at either end or at different points during that track, and then you build a route using the train station name. So we'll look at that soon. Freight platform and fluid freight platform. So these are just platforms where the freight cars can unload or load their goods, just like a truck stop essentially. So that's the truck stop component of these trains. Then we've got some empty platforms. Empty platforms let you just leave gaps. And the reason you might want to do that is because if a freight car stops at an empty platform, it won't do anything. So if you want to make sure that you've got a car that's, I don't know, full of iron ingots and you want to keep them for a specific destination, that's an easy way. I've done that before, so I just leave an empty platform, and it means I know the iron won't come out of that stop, it'll only come out of the next station. And empty platform with catwalk. That's just decorative, really. And then the railway itself, which is just... The railway is quite cool how you build it, actually. It's just a big look. But we essentially just drop it down like this, and then you just stretch it around like a conveyor belt. You can see it is pretty huge. That's what our trains need to go on. They can do nice curves. There is like a sort of limit on the curvature, and we'll probably encounter that as we're building our railway line in a second. So let's head back. We're just going to go and grab a couple more piles of steel beams and pipes, just so I've got those ready to go. And then and we'll go and I've got a little cannon here that we'll use to shoot ourselves back over to our new industrial area. It's quite good. I mean, I'm really enjoying like the way we're sort of spread out at the moment. I definitely feel like this is the most organised I've ever been on a save game of Satisfactory, so I'm happy with that. Let's see, what do we want? Well, I'll put those 3 back in. I'll take 2 piles, I think is probably enough. Same for this guy. Wool. And then I might just take like 1 stack of these just to be safe. Right, where's my hypertube? I'm just thinking about power actually. Let's have a quick look at a power line once we're out of here, just to see how much excess we've got. Here we go. So our max consumption is 3.7, and our production capacity is not worth looking at anymore, I think, because we've got like a few biofuel generators which are throwing this off. This production is my max at the moment, I would suggest, if we think about it that way. So we've got 3.7 max consumption and we're producing 5.5, so I think we've got enough power for what we're going to build. The tool we were looking at earlier does actually show you the power requirements for some of this stuff. So you can see like this. So what was this? Our Heavy Modular Frames factory. We can see that all of that stuff to build all of this will take this much power, but at the moment I only need to probably add on a few of these bits now, you know, because we've already got the smelters and the foundries done. We need to add on maybe the constructors and these. Can we turn these on and off? I don't know. Anyway, you can look at it here, but generally I think we're safe. We're not going to be exceeding our power usage today. Let's get in this cannon. We'll get back over to where we were. Oh, I do love a good hypertube cannon, man. Very satisfying. We should be able to just... Oh, I heard something like a pickup, but never mind. So here we are, back at our new industrial zone. Everything's looking cool. I do want to just quickly check that these iron constructors look like they're working 100%, and they do. So that's cool. This one at the end of the line, if anything, it looks like we've got too much, which is interesting, because this is all backed up all the way back here, and I didn't think it would be. Oh no, this is going quite quick. That's fine. So you're producing 100%? Yeah, that's fine. If the miners end up getting a bit stuck, I'm not going to lose any sleep over that, to be honest. So that's fine. Let's start thinking about this then. So this is our huge road that we looked at earlier. What we want to do is maybe let's throw up a tower real quick. And I'll try and show you the basics of how we get a train station set up. So the first thing you need to build is definitely... Oh my god, it's so big, isn't it? So train stations are interesting because they do have a front direction. I'm wondering whether we can... It's just a bit hard to see because of the angle I'm on. If I hold this here, or turn this off, can you see right behind... Here we go. There's like a play button there. It's the same sort of symbol as you get like on other things generally for showing the direction. But that's showing us which way the train needs to come into this station. So it's a bit of a strange one how it works. So it took me ages to get a station to work on a single line, because what I found out was... How can I just demonstrate this real quick? Is there any way... Maybe if I make one of these over here instead, it'll be a bit easier to show from this angle, I think. So let's get our train station up again. So you might think when you make a train station, you want it to face this direction, right? Because I want the train to go that way. And that's cool. That is correct. You're correct in thinking that. But what becomes an issue is if you put another train station facing the same direction like this, So there we go. We're going to make the world's shortest train line here. If I connect these two up with a train line and then put a train in here, let's just see if we can just demo this fully. That'll be quite cool. We need to give this power, I think, as well. So where's our last power? Oh, we'll just do this really sloppy for a moment. So if I connect, so this guy is now powered. And if we get ourselves an electric locomotive like this. So this train is now on here. Oh no, there's other considerations we have to have actually. I just thought, so this guy's braking. I can jump in and manually make it drive. So we can just drive like this. Luckily, you can't come off the end of a line, so you don't have to ever worry about that happening because it doesn't seem to work like that. I think trains can crash into each other, but like I said, I've never experienced that firsthand. But what I wanted to show is now I think if we try and make a route for this train, how do we do that? So the way to do it, there's two ways you can do it, I think. When you're in a train, can we open the train menu? So a bit like when we're in a vehicle, you can do it like this. And this shows us this train's status. Like I say, he's manually driving. We can rename the train. Thank God. I don't know why you can't rename the tractors. It's so annoying. This shows us some other information about how much power it's using, how fast it's going. Turn on self-driving, which you need to do if you want it to start doing a route you've created. And then you can edit the timetable. And what this is doing, look, this is how I can say, I want this train to stop at this stop, then that stop. And of course, if you've got more, you can dynamically sort of create a route. This map, yeah, you can scroll it. You have to right click to scroll around the map, just so it's not entirely intuitive, but that's how you do it. So we can see our two train stations here. If I come out, if I save changes, always remember to save changes. We set up a train schedule. How nice. If I turn on self-driving, path is invalid. So that is the thing that bugs me, is that the path is invalid. And the thing is, the path is only invalid in one sense. He can go forward to this station, but he can't come back to the other station. There's two reasons for that, I think. One is that we need to have another locomotive placed. So that allows a train to go backwards and forwards. It needs one pulling in each direction. It took me a while to figure that out because, real life, this doesn't work like that, does it? Trains can just reverse. But anyway, you have to have two trains if you want them to go back and forth. And the other part is we can actually edit the timetables by interacting with this building. So this is the train station. We configure the train station. We can go to the timetable. We can pick the train, and then you can do all of that customization from here. So this is another perk of doing trains, is unlike tractors where you have to physically get into the tractor to edit it, you don't have to do that on trains. You can do it at any train station. So we can see here, this train anyway is telling us its next stop is unreachable. And the reason for that is that the station is facing the wrong direction. So you need to have a station that's facing, like if I put another station right here facing the opposite direction, and then what we'll do is now I'll edit this route. What's that station's name? Falun. So we'll look at that one, and if I edit this guy's route and I change the timetable, and what we'll do is we'll remove, is this skurved? I'm not very good at Swedish pronunciation. Don't come at me in the comments, please. Skurved. I love Swedish. It's such a crazy sounding language. But anyway, so if I take this one off the route and put this other one on now, it should rectify it, I think. I hope it does. Don't show me up, please. Okay. So let's edit this train, edit his timetable. We'll remove this stop and we'll add this stop. Save changes. Oh, what? Path is invalid. Oh, no. It just took a moment. It was showing something red on the track there as well. I've never seen that before. But now he should just go, and he should now stop at this stop. Dunk. Wait a moment. And then he should just go back to the other one. There he is. They do a little toot when they leave, which is very cute. But there you go. You can see he's happy now, and he's just going to go back and forth like that forever. So that's your two tips. If you want to do a single line train, which is all I've ever done in this game, and it's my favourite. Oh, look, there's the red. It was just his rear lights are on. So that's how you can tell which way he's going. Look, his white lights will be forward, red light will be back, and he'll just switch around like that. But yeah, if you're doing a single line, single train, you don't want to do big loops. You can do loops, of course. That's another thing you can do. Instead of setting it up like this, you could just make it loop back and join back on itself and go back around. But this takes no space compared to that. You just need to make sure that your stations are facing appropriate directions. So it can get a bit tricky. the bigger your train network gets, and that's probably why people end up doing multiple trains and stuff like that. I haven't just experienced those challenges for myself yet. This is our first starter station. I'm just going to demolish it now, and we'll crack on and just get it started. So yeah. Oh, the other way you can tell which way they're facing is if you look at the building itself. Look, they've got a flat edge on the rear and a nice curved edge on the front. So that's how you can tell which way they're pointing. So let's just get rid of all of this for now. Sorry, Mr. Train, you can't delete a station while a train's in it. It's kind of interesting. Okay, so let's get rid of him as well. So what I want to see, so if we're going to build our train station here, we're going to need a part of it facing this way because that's where everything's going to stop. It's just so much bigger than I remembered. I thought 4 squares wide was going to be enough, but it's only just enough. But this is fine. This is fine. So we'll plop. I mean, is it even enough? Let me just go down and look. Is it hanging over the edge? It is bloody hanging over the edge, look. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll live with that. We'll live with that. I'm going to have to build another row of foundations just to do the conveyors that are going to feed into the freight stops, but we move. Let's go. So we'll put him down first. We'll then get ourselves a freight platform. And the way I've done this before is I just have one freight platform per good, a bit like you do your truck stops, because it just keeps everything nice and separate. You can dump everything into the same one, and then use splitters and stuff like that. I just find that it's for me, it just bothers me doing it that way. It's too complicated, too fiddly. Whereas if I end up with just like 4 platforms that each do a different material, then I know I need 4 platforms the other side that receive those materials and ferry them in different directions. So I'm going to do it that way. But of course, you do you, chaps. So what have we got? We've got the concrete has been produced this side. If you look very closely, you can see down here, this is the inputs. And of course, I can flip that around, so you can just use your mouse wheel to just sort of flip out which side they're coming. So for concrete, we'll put the concrete first, and we'll do that at the rear like this. Then we'll do what else have we got? So we've got steel. Steel might end up coming this side too, because we're going to probably destroy this this sink here. We can just bring our conveyors around this way, hopefully. So maybe we can fit steel on this side too, and then we'll have iron over that side. And that should be it for all the platforms that we need. They are enormous assets. I love how cool they look. So we've got a bunch of these set up now. We can configure these as well. So if you look at this, this is the same sort of thing as a truck stop, right? It's exactly the same thing. You set it to load or unload, and it'll fill up with items as you can connect conveyor belts. I thought there was another screen to say what kind of items. Maybe it's in the train station. I've seen mention of this, but I've never used it. Train station. Like, I can't see any controls. Oh, we haven't got any power. Maybe that's not going to help. Donk. There we go. So we're powered up. Let's have a look. Be sure to have your fix-it badge ready at all times. I like that. We can change the name to the station, so I'm going to do this to just be like, we'll just call this Coal Beach for now, so I know I easily can remember what it is. So that's our main station. I can't see another way to choose what items are allowed in or not. I'm sure I've seen mention of that, but yeah, that doesn't seem to be a thing for me. So the other thing we need as well is I'm probably going to put, where's our empty platforms? Empty platform with catwalk. I'll just put one of these at the end, because now we need to set up our train, and we need, so we'll need, let me think about this. Yeah, we're going to have one freight car per freight stop. So let's just we'll do a train, a freight car, another freight car, and then at the back we'll have another train. Why won't he fit? Not enough space on track. It's because they're very slightly too far back. Let's hopefully I can get in this guy, just moving forward a tiny bit. Oops. And now I should be able to fit him at the end, I hope. Yeah, there we go. Again, you can use your mouse wheel to turn these guys around. It's clever and it sort of guesses which way you need it to go pretty accurately. So he should be facing backwards now. Perfect. So Cold Beach train station is almost all ready to go. Let's maybe next we'll connect up some conveyors. So we want to bring, I mean, this is a lot of iron ingots. It's not quite enough to justify these massive belts I've put on, but that's fine. I've got to think of a way to do this. Do I want to keep the sinks? I don't think we need to. I'll check it between episodes. If we're getting backed up, then I will. But I think for now, all we're going to do, so we've got all of our ingots. Let's see, there's some coming this way and some coming that way. This guy's spitting them up to here. Yeah, all we really want to do is just merge these two belts, I think. So what we could do for that, let's think. Let's take that off there for a minute. We'll delete these. Delete this one as well. I was going straight through this beam. Don't tell anyone, please. That's embarrassing. And what we'll do, let's see if we can just bring this to about, I don't know, like here. Should be good. Is that in the center? And then what we'll do is if we do a merger, like so, we'll put one of these connected to there. Right, that should merge all of that. So we just need to snake that around into our train station. The only thing I'm thinking is like, I was just wondering whether there's any way you can set. It looks like, what are those weird lights on the side of? Hang on. It looks almost like I should be able to. I wish you could set like a little icon or something on the side, so you could tell that this was like iron, this was steel, and this was concrete sort of thing. That'd be cool. But we move. Let's forget about that for now. You can go to about there. I don't even know if it needs to be this like extremely expensive conveyor belt, but we'll use it. We are making a lot of iron. Where's my little thing that tells me how many resources it costs? It wasn't coming back. That's weird. It is T, but it wasn't. Anyway, just another one of the many quirks of the UI in this, the UX in this game. Right. Okay, so there we go. That is filling this up. We're going to be so full of goods, but I don't really care. It's going to be great. So that's going to fill up real quick because we are making loads. So that is fantastic news. I don't know what triggers the train to load. So what I might do is before we actually start this all up, we'll drive it out of the station a bit and make it back up and load before it comes when we eventually start it all up. But yeah, there we go. That should be. Let's just check that this is actually fast enough. I think it should be. Oh no, it's not. Look. Blinking heck. We need that next tier, man. Very slightly holding up. But look, all the machines seem like they're spitting out at the right speed. A little bit of stopping up there. Let's go and see. Are we using this speed all the way down? Yeah, we are. Interesting. But I think that should be okay for now. That's for me to tinker between episodes, I think. So this one I'm going to get rid of. We're going to get rid of this. And I could probably get rid of this and that. And then what we want to do down this side is similar to what we did the other. And just make a nice little path for ourselves. Oh, that wasn't what I meant to delete. We want to just bring in the concrete to this first one we said we'd do, didn't we? But it might be easier to take the concrete to the next one. So hang on, this is a merger that's facing that direction. Well, that's a little bit annoying, isn't it? So maybe what we'll do is... Oh no, I can just stick a... How much am I making here again? 50, 60 a minute. Okay, fine. So we can just use a normal guy like this. I'm wondering though whether we'll try and do something slightly fancy. We put... These little hacks can be quite tricky and annoying sometimes. But if I put... Or maybe you can do it this way. So you can do the thing where you make the... I put that there. So you can make the conveyor belts lifts go smaller, right? No, that's not doing it. Now that feels like it's too... Is it too low or something? I've definitely made this work before, but I'm not sure that I've done it this exact way. So if I do... Let's try it going 2. So he's clipped inside. Let's see, can we go like that? Oh wait, does it need to be a different direction? Oh, that's maybe all it was. So I've changed the direction of the lift. So you can tell when this works because the bottom half just like vanishes when you rotate it, and it makes a little dink. So you can tell, and you should get the little lines indicating the movement of travel. The direction of travel. So now I've got that going like that, and hopefully that will let me... No, that's not what we want to do. We want to get another stackable conveyor pole. And if I put him like about here, hopefully... Can I join these? Layer is in the way. That angle's a little bit tight, isn't it? It doesn't look too good, but I'm going to just live with it. Grand. So here comes our concrete. Sweet. And you can just come... Is it a little bit low? It is. But that's fine. We'll leave him up high like that for now. He's on a gentle slope going up to there. So that's our concrete. And then we need a similar thing for the steel. Just currently just coming out to here, look. So that's fine. Let's take you... we definitely need Mark II belts for this because we're making 120 per minute, if I remember correctly. So we just need to... I haven't done too many conveyor belts just along the floor like this. But today, I'm not interested in being too tidy. We're just getting this done. Because there's lots to do. Oh, curses. So if we put you like this, we'll get this guy all the way down here, and he can feed into this one. Boom! Okay. So these guys are all looking good. So we've got... Now we should have concrete's filling up. This guy will start filling up with steel. Hopefully we can see it coming. Yeah, here it comes. So the steel's going to be going into this one. And then that other one over there is going to be doing our steel ingots. And he's looking like he's got to be getting full very quick. Oh my days. So yeah, he's doing great. If anything, I might end up putting the... No, the sinks... I'm worried that we haven't got fast enough belts for how much steel we're making. So I'll tinker with that another time. Let's get this train done. So where's our railway? Let's see, can we... So you can see, yeah, if you do it too steep a curve, it doesn't let you and it goes red. But essentially, we just want to... The only thing I'm not sure about here is I built this road nice and wide on purpose because I wasn't sure whether eventually I might have a double railway going around here, going around like maybe the entire map. Who knows how long I'm going to play this save game. So we might have to just wing this a little bit in typical fashion. The thing is, if I do a train track here, it does seem to do these weird, like, it does the curves way too long, like, strangely sometimes. Can you change how it works? No, we've got build, rotate, snap. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be a way to just... Because that right now looks like it's at a nice sort of right angle. So yeah, we'll leave it like that. And then this way, so this inside edge we'll use for our train that we're going to make today. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull him forward off this track. Right, there we go. And then once we finish building, I can remotely set up his route and I'll tell him to go to Coal Beach first, where he'll hopefully go. Oh, maybe we should come back so we can see the whole animation and we'll ride the train. But yeah, that's the plan. We'll get him to... let's see if we can get this route done. Right, railway. Let's go. So now we just want to do loads and loads of railways. So this is going to take a little while. I haven't really got any good stories or anything today to tell. It's quite sad. But the railways are good, right? Like they, in terms of, they're quite clever how they build. I think it's quite nice to build them on those natural roads that you get around the map as well. So where we tried to do our tractor routes before, they lie quite nicely on those. Some of the sides of it will clip through the floor and stuff. If that bothers you, yeah, it's going to bother you. But generally, you want to probably do something like this if that's the case, and build a nice big fat road that you can just dump your train track on. A railroad is too big. Is that what it says? Or does it say too long? I'm sure it said too big, which is quite funny. What a funny choice of words. Oh no, too long. It does say too long. Right, so we've got another curve here. I tried to add these extra squares at the side here because I wasn't sure, like, how much space we might need to curve and maintain, like, having two train tracks. Let's see, can we just go like this? Oh, look at that. How juicy is that? Perfectly straight edge. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Oh, look, I can probably delete some of these. That's cool. We didn't need that much at all. And again, you know, I think, did we ever look at, like, doing rounded edges? It's quite tricky. You have to sort of do this. If you hold control, you can make blocks lock on top of each other. And then you can do sort of, there's a mini grid on the surface of this foundation sort of thing. That's how it works, I think. So you can sort of do that and then rotate them, and then you get a funky rotate. You can sort of plop one like that, and then you can snap to that. Oh, it's a little bit too finicky for me to do reliably. I don't have that much spare time in my life. Sorry, everyone. Anyway, we'll move. Let's get this train track done as quick as we can. I was surprised as I was building this, like, how long it actually took, because it didn't seem that far. You know, we've used our little cannons to jet around the map, and we've set up some tractor routes and stuff, and they all seemed all right. But blinking heck, this is a long way. This is a really long way. Come on. So this first turning point here, this is going to go to where we've got some sulfur. So that might be an interesting challenge for me to figure out. I don't know how I'm going to have a train that can pop in there. Maybe this train is the train. We just give it an extra car. The trains are quite expandable in that way, actually. It is quite cool, because all we'd have to do, if we wanted to do, say, an extra car that could pick up some sulfur, and maybe a car that could pick up some coal, and then take it down to our fuel factories, which are way down the road, we can do that. You know, we can build a new station for it. We can build new additional platforms at the station and just change the sort of initial layout of the track and just make the train a bit longer, and then suddenly you're easily still moving all the stuff you did before and some extra. You don't have to mess around recording routes and stuff like that. The tractors are not my favourite, I'm not going to lie. They seem way too much work to make work nicely. Sweet though, this is going pretty good. We have used a lot of mats, but thankfully, I think, let me just check, are we still, yeah, take from inventory before depot, very useful. But yeah, we've nearly rinsed through all the stuff the 2 stacks we picked up. Wow, how long is a maximum length piece of thing? Oh, 9? Or is it 8 even? Oh yeah, weird, why is it? It's very odd that it even, like, I'm not allowed to build it any further, so why does it do that? It's like I can't, why does it even go to the red bit? It's very odd. I don't even know why there's a limit, really. It just makes it tedious. Oh god, have I done it not straight? Oh, I could tell. Where is it not straight? Wait a minute. No, maybe it is straight. Something looked like it wasn't straight there. That's weird. Something about it looks like the lods, as they get further away, they don't look straight either. That's very interesting. And then sometimes I find it hard to reliably know that you've clicked on, like, the tail end of the track. It does make a little dink noise, the same sort of noise it makes when you're trying to get something to snap. So you just need to listen out for that, I think. Hopefully that's connected. We'll find out at the end. It'll tell us that the track's incomplete or it's an invalid route or something. Yeah, look, there's a tiny gap there. I can bloody see it. Very hard not to do that. God damn it, look at that. Look how wonky it looks in the distance. That is infuriating. Why does it do that? I know it isn't. I know it's straight. We're still on this line. We've been following this line the whole way. Ugh. Very curious how the perspective looks odd. And there's, oh no, wait, this one isn't straight. Well, gotta keep an eye out on that, lads. Right, nearly there. Nearly there now. How far are we in? 1 hour. Okay, not bad. It's going to probably be a bit tight to do all the things I thought we were going to do. But we'll see. This is probably the biggest challenge. Once we've got everything there, it's just a case of slapping down the constructors, right? We'll see. Now we've got to figure out how we're going to, where we're going to park the other side. I haven't thought about that yet. And how wide have I done this bit? So this one's 3 wide as well, so that's cool. So if you come to about here, and then I really hate the player is in the way thing as well. It's very stupid. Right, so here maybe. Track turns too sharply. 1 more square and it doesn't. Why is that the case? That feels like a perfectly judged turn to me. But alas no. Right, so what we'll do, it looks like what you need is 3x3 foundations worth to hopefully do a nice, and then that means we'd need you to come to about here, hopefully. And then if we click him, join him, not there, but here. No, it's still too sharp. Okay, so it needs to be 1 square back from here. So you need to come to here, then we'll do the curve to about here. Yeah, there we go. Nice and straight, lovely. Oh, no, that went wonky at the last second. That's annoying. Oh, I've just realised you can actually hold control. Of course, you hold control to force things to snap a lot of the time. And that just stops it curving. Like it looks like it goes into sort of straight mode if we hold control, which is very nice. Right, so we'll put that there. I think this is getting to the point where we'll probably do the station here, I think. Right? Because this area is big, and I don't want to go across this road in case we ever use that road. We'll leave this space over here maybe for another factory or something. Okay. So let's do our usual. Throw up a tower, and we'll see where we're going to build this stuff. So we need to mimic this thing we had the setup that we had the other side. So essentially, we're going to need. Oh golly, it's so big. And they overhang just, doesn't it? On the sort of, what is it, 4 squares wide, but it still just overhangs on 4 squares. Really infuriating, the amount of things that don't fit to a square in this game. But I suppose it's just realistic, isn't it? It's real life like that. So we're going to put this guy, and remember we have to have the rounded edge facing sort of the inward direction we want someone to drive. So I'm going to plop him just about here, I think. Then we want some freight platforms. Right, and these will be, so let's think about the train. The direction the train was coming in. The front will be the iron. Next will be the steel. Next will be the concrete. Right, I haven't got any more room already. That's nuts. So if we expand this train, we're going to be in trouble because there's nowhere to expand it. But I'm just going to live with that for now and be okay with it. Let's join the track up. I just want to get this set up and get a factory built. Not going to lie. So we can do that, but I don't like how that looks. Let's see if we can make it straight to about here. And curve it in. Too sharp. Okay, 1 less. So where did I do just now? I think it was there. Let's do there. Perfect-ish. Okay, train line set up. Another end station set up. Let's get ourselves some power. Have we got... I haven't got any power over here, actually. We got a spare connection off a pylon we can bring over. Let's have a look. What about you? Have you got a spare connection, mate? You must have. Come on. Let me click it. Let me click it. Yes, he did. Beautiful. So, where should we put this? Can we just go straight over here? And it not look too terrible? I don't think it looks too bad. Let's see. Well, I could even do it on this corner here. Why not? Let's see. He's going to be dumping stuff out here. Yeah, I don't think that's too much in the way. That's cool. The wires look a little bit shonky. What if he's that way? Oh yeah, they look a bit more believable if they've got a bit of a gap between them, I think. Alright, alright. That's cool. So let's plop him there. And now at least we can give this... Well, actually I didn't even need to do that, did I? It should have already had power. Hang on, let me see. Huh. Because I thought this train track would have power in it. And the fact that these buildings do not have power makes me think that there is a hole in the track. Right, we're going to do a quick run back now because we're ready to just set up the first trip of our train anyway. So let's just Bengaluru City is quite a cool name, but we'll just call this what should we call this? Let's just call this Coal Power. Oh no, we called the other one Coal Beach, didn't we? Let's just call this main factory. That'll do. So why does it not have power? Interesting. Oh yeah, look, and you can tell from looking at this, the stations related to this train station and the line it's connected to, there's only one. So that again says to me that there's just going to be a gap in the line, I think, that's causing it to not connect. So let's speedily get back. In fact, I wonder, can I just build a... can we build one of these? Is this going to be faster? Oh, we haven't got any fuel. Hang on. What do we got? Package fuel? Oh, I am carrying some. Sweet. Here we go. Might be a little bit faster. I don't think we've actually used this guy much, have we? I can't even remember by this point. It's been so long, lads. So long. Alright, where's this gap? There's got to be a gap here somewhere. Good grief. It is bizarre that the track doesn't look straight in the distance. I find that really disconcerting. It reminds me of old... Do you remember, like, back in the PS1 days, all those textures used to go wonky at angles? They used to go all weird and distorted. It's giving me vibes of that, for sure. I've got to pay attention. I was looking at my OBS, and I might miss a gap. When I've done the train tracks before, I've had access to the hover pack, which you unlock at the next phase, which is really, really cool, which is essentially a jetpack that runs off electricity, and it runs when you're close to your electricity grid. So you can use the hover pack to build your railroads. And then what's good to see is you notice if you leave a gap because suddenly you can't fly anymore. Oh, here we go. This looks like it. Oh, you little buggers. But this should be it, and now it should be connected. So we connect this bit up. Too long to connect to there. How blinking annoying. No. What has that done? What on earth is that, man? Why would you even want to do that? Why is that an option? Okay. Let's keep going. Just to see. Hopefully now, we've created a nice little train route. We've got a consistent train track that's going to go all the way to the other side. And it should be powered by default now because the power should be going through the train tracks. Oh, I like that tyre screech noise he made. That was cool. So here's our choo-choo. Let's go and see if we can set him up. We'll do it the remote way by using the train station. So if we go down this side, Coal Beach. So let's go to timetable. There we go. Both stations are now present on this thing. It's quite nice. Look, they get highlighted on the map when you select them. So let's pick our train. Let's give him a name. So what are we going to call this one? We'll call him the Heavy Mod Frame Train, because that's what he is. He's going to be bringing all of the goods for that train. Wait! Oh, why does that happen? Did that actually change the name of the train? It did. But pressing enter in this field, it didn't open the chat this time. It's so weird. Little silly UI bugs. Right. So let's edit his timetable. So we're going to make him stop at Coal Beach first. Then he's going to stop at Main Factory. And then he'll just repeat that. The first time I ever did a route, I did add Coal Beach again as a second, but you don't need to do that. It's clever enough. So we'll just do that. Cool. Then we'll turn on self-driving, operational, and it sounds like he's in business. Here he goes. So as planned, he's going to now pull into this station, and then we should see our first train loading in action. Here we go. And as expected, it looks like this steel is completely... Oh, sorry, the iron is completely backed up, but that's fine. We'll work out we'll smooth out the production layer. So cool. There we go. All done. I'm going to just jump on the train now so we can go for the ride with it. And we should get to see it unload at the other side. Boop. There he goes. Off we go. See you later, little car. Ah, and this is a really nice way to get around as well. Once you've got trains set up, like hopping on them for a ride is quite nice. They're quite fast. There are ways. Oh, there we go. That's how much steel we've got. I know you could check these, but I thought there was a way I could see. I think if I jump into the driver, the thing is, if we jump in, we won't be able to stand on the roof again, but that's okay. So I've come in here. Yeah, if you sit in the car with it, as long as I don't press the controls now, I won't take over. It'll carry on auto driving. But you can see at the bottom, look, we're using 26 megawatts. We're going 120 kph. This is completely flat route, so we're not going to see any changes. But if you go up and down hills, you can see that the speed gets affected and the amount of power needed is effective as well. I really like this. Those cool engines look really good. Great little design on these guys. I do like the trains. We might have to paint him a different colour though. I'm not sure. The green is my favourite. Right, cool. What are we? 1 hour 12, nearly 1 hour 13. Can we build all of these factories in time? I think we can definitely do the heavy mod frames and the what's it called? Not automated wiring. What is it called? The adaptive control units. Oh, look, he's braking. His little brake flaps come up. I like that. Nice little touch. And there we go. He's made it to Main Factory, and you'll see now he'll just stop. And the little cranes should grab all of the stuff. Docking. Oh no, wait, I haven't set them to unload. That's what it is. Hang on, how do we... Oh no, he's waiting to dock. Oh, lovely, he's just stuck now until I check. Oh no, has he decided to go off? No! Wait a minute. Open train menu. Turn off self-driving. Right, you stop there a minute. See if we can get you to come back and unload. Let me just set these. We forgot to do that. It's the classics thing we do with all our truck stops as well. He needs to be unload, unload, and unload. Sweet. Just realised we're going to have to build a heck of a lot of expensive conveyor belts to take this stuff up that ramp over there. It's a long way away, isn't it? Let me think. Would it be easier? Because what else do we need? We've currently got all of the stuff for heavy modular frames, so I could just do the heavy modular frames. We could just do a little bridge of conveyors across here. We can build the heavy modular frames there. Then I can just bring down the computers and circuit boards to here, or we could just bring up the heavy modular frames alone to the adaptive control units, because they're going to, those things produce at like 1 and 2 per minute, right? So we don't need expensive materials for that to transport those. So anywho, right, this guy's fine. I think all I need to do now is maybe turn on and off self-driving a couple of times, and he should just switch back, because his next station is Coal Beach. Does it? No, he's still going to go to Coal Beach again. Hang on, what if we just do this then? Can you? Oh, you can just swap them around. There you go. Pro tip, you can just swap them around. Next station, main factory. Turn on self-driving. And hopefully, he should come back in. And now we get to see him do his unloading. Oh, I do love... Our lighting in this game is amazing. Hey, mate. How are you getting on? Come on, then. Show everybody that's watching. How do we do it? There we go, cool. So they're going to drop off just like they do in a truck stop, just with a slightly fancier animation. You can't interact with these things while this is happening. And I think that the conveyor belt stopped working as well, actually, is something I noticed while this animation is playing. But that's fine. We do need to make sure now that we start outputting this stuff into some storage boxes to make sure that we don't end up with the train getting stuck because it's full. Because as we know, this steel... this iron is going to fill up quicker than anything else because we're making the most out of it, So, although we did get quite a lot of steel there, actually. So we're looking pretty good. We just need to start now dumping all of this stuff out and then taking it over to a factory. So let's get going straight away. We really do with one of the good themes kicking in right now, just to give us a bit of building motivation. Right, industrial storage. Let's do a couple... like this. So this is one of the reasons I love using these industrial storages, is for this exact use case, because what we can do now is we've got this which has got loads of steel in it, and if we just connect both of these belts with the fastest belt we can, that is going to like really fill that box up super quick and just make sure that this empties nice and quick. Like, look how fast that's going. And then we'll probably just do one belt going over to the factory, but this just makes sure that this box is always going to be that's like our buffer, and hopefully it keeps our station nice and empty. Once everything's caught up anyway, we're starting to actually use the materials. We're probably going to get backed up while we're building things, but then it'll just be a case of tinkering with it to make it work smoothly afterwards. So let's do another one. Where are we? Are we in a line there? Yep. And another one by here. Beautiful. Hello. Click, 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 click. Okay, cool. What I might do real quick as well, let's just colour this one like... Oh, did I ever buy any of those? Hang on a sec. Let's rectify this. We're just going to go and buy some extra customization options, I think. So we should have... I've got so many tickets these days. I've got 58 on me, it should be plenty. Customize it, yeah, I wanted these ones. Let's just buy these. Got easily enough for all of that. Buy all. I have got enough. I've got so many at the actual sink the next time I use it as well, so we might go and get some of that stuff soon. So this one, I want to be... Let's make you chrome. Is that... No, that's too shiny, isn't it? I want it to be like silver, so it looks like iron. It does look a little bit too shiny, because I want this one to be sort of like black, so he looks like steel, and then this one can just be like, I guess that colour, because he's got concrete in. That's cool. Sorted. So now we just need to like think about our factory, and what we might do is just quickly refer back to our thing over here, so we can see how many constructors do we need now. So we're at the point where if I just do this slightly, we'll move these things around very slightly, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing here, is I've made all of this stuff already. We haven't made screws, we haven't made steel beams, we haven't made encased industrial beams, we haven't made iron plates, we haven't made the reinforced iron plates, and we haven't made the steel pipes yet. So I'll just rearrange these slightly like that. Hopefully we can see what we need to make now. So They need an assembler. They need an assembler. This needs an assembler. So we'll put all the assemblers in a line here so I know that. Then we've got, so concrete I've made, steel I've made, iron I've made. So beams, pipes, screws and plates here. Okay, so the concrete is going to go straight into an assembler. Let's do it top to bottom then. So we need, the reason I got this tool back up was just to try and look at how many of each of the sort of constructor buildings we need. So we can see here we need 2 steel beam constructors, 1.6 iron pipe, 14 cast screw constructors. That is absolutely nuts how many screws we need. And then 4.5 iron plate constructors. So what we'll do, let's focus on, we'll do probably the easy ones first, and we'll do the screws last, I think. And we might actually be at time for the episode, because this is going to be quite a big build. But we'll see how it goes. So let's think about it backwards. So we're going to make heavy modular frames to a minute. And we want them to kind of be close to here, to be ferried up this way in the end. That's what I'm thinking. So if I'm going to just throw a bunch of towers down as we go, just to help us see what we're doing. But essentially, I'm thinking we're going to have a storage here that's going to hold all of our our heavy modular frames. And he's going to spit them out and they're going to go up the top. So maybe I'll just bring him back a little bit from the edge so it doesn't look too bad. Maybe I could even use a truck stop for this, and that'd be kind of cute. So we'll see about that. So I'll bring this guy in just a tiny bit. Maybe face him that way, plop him there for now. He's going to get fed by the manufacturer that is making our heavy modular frames. And maybe he can just go this way. I don't know, I'm feeling like that might encroach on a truck stop if I do build one. So let's see. We'll put him about here. This feels all right. Do I use my blueprints? That is the question. I think I probably should, shouldn't I? We shouldn't do it this way. We've got the blueprints. Let's use the blueprints. It does make things a lot more straightforward. So here's our... Which way is he facing? I'm trying to say. So the inputs are at the rear this way, it looks like. So if I pop him... let's bring him back 1. I'm going to plop him here. He's very close to us, but that should be fine. And the thing I need to remember about this was that this thing wasn't actually connected. I don't know why it wasn't connected. It's probably... Hang on. Yeah, you can't change the mode, I thought, when you've connected to something else. Yeah, that wasn't... Yeah, anyway, hopefully that'll be fine now. I need to remember to go and actually edit the the blueprint itself at some point. So that's our manufacturer for our frames. We need an assembler being fed off of that, which is going to have the... what are we going to do in that? Encased industrial beams. So that's our first case. So let's look over here. So our concrete's over that side. So maybe we'll do the encased industrial beams over this side as well. I'm not sure. You know, we're going to need to fit... How many was it again? 14 constructors just for screws. Like, I have no idea how I'm going to do that yet. That feels huge. So we'll see. Where the heck are we going to put it all? It does feel like we don't have enough room already. This is going to be an enormous factory, man. But we move. Maybe we'll have to just stack all of the... Or I'll have to manually build something for it. It's just feeling like too much already. Ugh, the overwhelm, lads. The overwhelm is real. Let's get an assembler down and stop freaking out. So let's think. He's going to be making our encased industrial beams. I think, in fact, before we do that, how many encased industrial beams do we need? No, in fact, let's just look here. This is telling us. So we need two assemblers, 1.6667 assemblers making encased industrial beams. So we need to manifold these ones. It's going to be a little bit tricky. So maybe they can go over this side. So we'll just try and use this square best we can. We might have to extend it, who knows. Let's just shoehorn it into this space that I've randomly, arbitrarily just made. So when we manifold these, they have to go in a straight line. So let's just make sure we do it tidy. It's very important to me. Oh wait, is it not even gonna... Whoa. So let's think about it. He's gonna spit out at the bottom there in that direction. And then I want that to come in here. And what is this? This is a splitter. Okay, this is fine. We can work with this. Let's see, is that nicely lined up? Not quite. We line them up like that, and the conveyor can we'll just loop it around. It can actually go in we could just put a conveyor lift there, so that'll be fine. So we'll put one there. Is that facing the right direction? Yeah, it looks like. Okay, so we'll plop you there. There was something that looked a bit concerning. Is that just because of how... Oh, it's just of how the blueprint looks. I was like, this bit didn't look like it was connected, but it does now, so that's fine. So what we want to make sure is we're going to feed our materials in at the back here to make our encased industrial beams. And then we just want to bring them... Why can't I delete? There we go. So that they're going to come out of this way, and we want to just feed them into there, basically. So we'll just do that. That should merge the production, and then this guy is going to come out here and join into this one. But I think what we'll do is we'll just use... if we do... Oh, the angle's not quite nice. They're so bulky, these things, sometimes. So we put him like that. Should be able to just join this up. What's it clipping through? Oh, through that pole a little bit. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. He was on straight mode. We do all that. Let's do normal mode, and then he doesn't clip. Perfect. Right, so that should be our outputs of our encased industrial beams coming into here just fine. Next step then is to just get concrete fed in. So let's make concrete feed in on this far side. It's only coming at like 60 a minute we need, so that should be this sort of level of it should be fine. Level of conveyor belt, I mean. And maybe while I'm just here, I'm thinking about this. So here's our manufacturer. We'll just make him output straight into here, like that. Eventually, we'll probably want to put a sink. In fact, I'm not going to put the sink here, but what I will do is just put a splitter for now. And then I can upgrade that to a smart splitter at a later time. And you can just go like that. That's fine. Right, cool. So that's our heavy mod frames getting pumped into there. We've got something that'll allow us to do some sinking later. We've connected up this part of the concrete. We just now need to feed the concrete into here. So I think I'm going to try and, just to make sure we've got plenty of space, we'll just do this around the very outside edge. Like so. And then, how do we do this tidily? What if we do conveyor belt? Not sure if I want to do conveyor pole, but we'll try it. We'll do one like this and one like this. I think this needs to be a little bit higher. I'm not sure what's going to be straight at this point. That's going very slightly downhill, I think, so that looks right. Yeah, that looks good. Cool. Join that to there. In fact, undo that. Let's put it on right angle mode so we get a nice... Oof, I love a nice curve like that. And then we'll just put one of these on. Bingo. Right, there we go. So now, that should be our... Oh, the train's in. Hi, lads. Does it tell us anything about how long the train journey takes? Let's have a quick look at that. Because I'm not sure it does. Oh my god, look at this. This guy's already completely full. I had a feeling that was going to happen. But we're just going to... Does that mean the train's going to be stuck now? Is that how it works? Or maybe he just doesn't unload that particular product. Oh, that's nice. That's how that works. Okay, cool. So happy with that. Does this tell us... I want to see, how long's this journey? Info. There's like no bloody info. What's the point of the info section? Did it just show me the name? Interesting. I thought it'd show me the journey time. Because it does show you that for the tractors. It's quite curious. Maybe there is a way to do it, and we'll have to see if we can find it. So there we go anyway. That's part one of our encased industrial beams. There's all the concrete going. So that is great news. We now need to get this steel all put into a bunch of steel beams. And we don't have to worry about the steel too much because we don't have to use... Well, we only need to use the steel ingots for our steel beams because we're using the iron pipe recipe otherwise, which is why we've got such a ridiculous amount of iron. So we just need 2 constructors at full capacity. So that's nice and easy, actually. Very pleased with that one. So let's hop back over here. And what we'll do is maybe we'll even just put these on top of each other. We'll see how it goes. But essentially, since we want to just feed those guys in this way, maybe we'll just do a couple of constructor blueprints. Maybe I should have done the constructor blueprint so they went forward. No, that's too complicated. Let's thinking to myself, thinking out loud before I thought then. So let's see this way. No, it's not him. We want. Well, we could do this one. Can't we? Just put it this way instead. I think this is fine. Let's go and have a look. So yeah, that's going to be bringing in... If we get the corners of these to match up like that, then I can just connect him into there, and then that'll be doing all of our steel beams that we need. So let's stick him there. We can hopefully... There's a blueprint mode, right? So that you get a default mode, which is just normal. I can move it around like this. But then you can also press R to get blueprint mode, and now it actually sort of snaps them in a tile-based... Like, can you see what I mean? It's like, it's very good for sort of doing this sort of thing. Yeah, very useful. Only recently discovered that was a thing. But it is cool. So if I look at that now, I think... Let's just double check. Is that... Yeah, it's coming in from this direction, going out the other side. So we'll do one there. And that should be it. We've got 2. We only needed 2 constructors. So I haven't told them what to make yet, so let's just do that quick. Steel beam number 1, steel beam number 2. We'll just do the same over here as well real quick. Encased industrial beams, 6 per minute. I'll come and set the... We'll set the... what's the term for it again? The clock speed. We'll do that. We'll do that at the end once we turn everything on and get it running. There we go. So that's our steel beams. We just need to now connect these guys up with some belts. So how many steel beams are we making? 30 per minute. So that's fine. This can be a nice slow belt coming in. These 2 need to connect, and then this needs to connect. And I think let's try that idea I talked about. We'll use a stackable conveyor pole. Not do anything too drastic here. Let's just pop him there. And my pro tip, if you're just adding them on like this, is to do them where you see the where your conveyor poles are. Because especially if you've done like a really, really long conveyor, that means it'll just be exactly in the right place for the length you've created. Quite a handy little habit to get into. So let's do the same here. So we needed 2, it looks like. 1, 2. And then this guy, I can just do something really terrible, couldn't I, if I wanted? Can I just go like that? No, we can just... I might just do it, lads, just for the sake of keeping things neat. There we go. Don't tell anybody I did that. But there we go. So that's our steel now moving as well. Off he goes. So if we just connect all of this up... Oh, the only thing is, wait. Steel was moving quicker, wasn't it? It was 120 per minute. So let's make sure this belt is at least that fast. And then that'll make sure that the machines are getting enough on the other end. Cool. Nice. And hopefully I can just do a little something like that. Let's go in there, and I think we just need to make sure we upgrade this one in between. Yep. We don't want him being too slow for sure. But generally though, everything else is now under 60, so we don't need to worry too much about our conveyor lifts, or we don't need to upgrade them or anything like that. So that's cool. So that's component 1 of our frames done. We've got 25 minutes to go. I think we're on track, I reckon. We're on track. Let's have a quick look back at our plan. So, encased industrial beams sorted. We'll move them this way a little bit. Iron pipes. We need 2 constructors creating those to go into our heavy modular frames. So that's cool. So how many iron ingots are they going to need? Oh my god. That's quite a lot, isn't it? 160 a minute. So this is where things start to get quite tricky, I think. I don't know how we're going to get all of this iron coming out fast enough. Because it's... yeah. See, 470 a minute. Now, we should be good. I think the other end, we are going to have to increase the throughput and have 2 conveyors feeding the station. Because I don't think... how fast is our fastest conveyor? Where is he? How fast is the conveyor Mark 4? 480. Oh my god. It's literally only just fast enough. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we don't need to upgrade it. We've been using Mark 4s, so it should be exactly... we should be bringing exactly enough from via the train every cycle on 1 conveyor, so that's fine. And then we need... so what were the splits on these? So 160, 170, 130. So we need Mark 3s, I think, for each of those. Because the Mark 3... Mark 2 is only 120. So yeah, we're going to need to use these. So if I do one... what I was trying to figure out, you see, is we'll do 1 super fast belt coming across to here. And then that's just going to... we're going to dump it into a normal splitter. And we'll just split things equally, because it's approximately equal, right? We've got 160, 170, 135. So they're going to... and what it'll do, it'll just do the manifold thing. Once everything's saturated and full, which will happen on the things that we're feeding too much to, it'll just balance out. So I'm not too worried about splitting it perfectly. So we just need to take, on our first split, using a Mark III belt, we need to feed 2 constructors that can make our iron pipes. And then they're going to feed into this second input here. So, I think those guys can go just in front of these ones. I think that would be real cool. So let's see. I do find the blueprint mode a little bit tricky to use. Not going to lie. It seems to choose a weird direction the first time you use it every time. I don't know why. But that looks good. The only thing I'm worried about is, have we got space? Is the space at the bottom fine? Oh, yeah. This should be cool. Okay. And then am I going to have room to... yeah, I can probably ferry things around underneath. Did not mean to drop that far. Why is it doing this? I want you to stick to this. What's going on? Oh, it's because there's so many collision boxes now. Right, okay, it's freaking out. Let's not use that mode right now. We'll do it manually. Lock him there. Is that the right place? Looks like it is. He's coming in this way, going out that way. I think that's it. So cool. These guys are going to be making alternate iron pipes. Oh damn, they need 100 iron ingots a minute. Okay, that's cool. We just need to make sure that we upgrade the conveyor list and everything for this one. But that's cool. So let's copy that. Paste them in there. Let's go and do those upgrades on the bits and pieces now. So how many is he going to be outputting? 50 in total. So that's fine. We don't need to worry. Well, I think it's less than 50 because we're going to underclock one of them. But this conveyor lift Mark 1 needs to be a Mark 2. Definitely. so that they can do 100 a minute. And then the same down here. And then the output side is fine, we don't need to worry about that. We do need to make sure that the belt coming in is Mark III, right? That's what we said. So this is our input channel. That's a Mark III, right? Yes. Good. And then that needs to feed out here somewhere. So I'm just going to pop this here so I don't forget that. Wait, and that needs to be... There we go. And I'm kind of liking this bus we've got going around the outside. So I'm wondering whether I just stack another layer on top of it. Might look a bit janky, but it'll work. I think we might do that, lads. We might do that. So let's add another couple of these around here. Oh, probably didn't need those ones, but never mind. Never mind. Let's, and then I can hopefully just stick like a default splitter right on the end here. Oh yeah, look at that. Satisfying. So we just plop him there, and then hopefully I need a Mark III belt coming this way, please. A little bit crazy looking, but we move. And in fact, I'll leave him up here because we might end up bringing another one underneath. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we need to now get from this thing here to that thing there. So maybe what we do is stick it on a conveyor lift. He's sticking out a bit far, isn't he? Hang on. Ah! Too many buttons. Let's think. What if I do it... If I stick it right on... Oh. Wrong button again. So if I stick him this way, how's that going to work? So what I'm hoping we can do is connect it there. Let's just see. Let's just see how it goes. Can you connect to there without looking too rubbish? Oh, I could have made him a bit higher up. Let's do that as well. Oh, now he's clipping through there, look. A little bit annoying. I can live with it. Okay, so that's that setup. We've got all the iron coming in now to start feeding our iron pipe production. So that is fantastic news. Why is it slowing down so much though? That's a Mark I lift, that's why. So easy to do that. Jesus. Always keep an eye on your lift speed. It'll help you spot when you do things like that. So this should just be saturated now. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Do you know what I think? Let's have a quick look. Oh, I turned the gamma down while I've been playing it. No! God damn. The night times are a little bit too dark sometimes. I wonder if we can do... have I got it on? No, I've got it on moody bright. Okay, let's put it on just bright. See if that makes it a little easier to see. It's still so dark. But anyway. Okay, so that's another component done. We just need to connect the output, I think, of this to our manufacturer. So let's do that real quick. So this guy can just go. It's not going to look very pretty, but I'm going to just do it like this for now. There we go. So we got the encased industrial beams is the first slot, steel pipes is the second slot. So that's cool. How much? Okay, we've got about 17 minutes to go. That's not too bad. I think we're going to do this, guys. Let's have a look. So, cripes. This last bit is tricky. Because we need, these are sort of, yeah. So let's think. We need to make so many screws. It's absolutely mind-boggling how many screws we need to make. So let's just try and think. We're going to have 2 assemblers making our bolted frames. They're going to feed directly into our manufacturer, so maybe I should put them down first so that they're just done. We need screws on their own just coming in, so that's a nice easy, we just feed a belt in from somewhere. That's going to be easy to sort of logistics, right? But then to make these bolted frames, we also need more screws, and we need to give a load of screws to make these reinforced iron plates. God damn, so much stuff to make. So let's start with just the iron ingots. We'll do these iron plates. We'll go this way. And what I'm thinking layout wise is we'll just do, let's say, can we see it from here? So if I'm going to put the, we'll put the iron plates over here, maybe next to where we've made some of this other stuff. Let me think, is that going to work? I think it has to. We'll maybe double up this conveyor bus, so we've got another one alongside it that carries the iron for those iron plates, and then we're going to just have to fill this area with all the constructors for the screws. I don't even know if I'm going to fit them all. How many squares have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 exactly? Isn't that how many we need? Oh Christ, it's going to be a bit tight, that. Let's just try it. I don't see what other choice we have, really. We're going to have to try something. So, let's think about this then. So we're going to have right-left constructors, I think, coming this direction. So, and how many steel plate iron plates do we need? 4.5. So we need 5 of these. Sheesh. So many things. It's amazing. This is a proper factory. He's facing the other direction. Why does it do that? It's so annoying. Luckily I spotted it. Wait, has this turned around again? Oh my god, why does it do that? See, this is why I don't like the blueprint mode. Why did that one turn around? I didn't press the button that turns things around, man. Very frustrating. Right, so the front needs to be that way. And it's done it again, look, the next one just flipped around for no reason. Yeah. Oh god, it did it again. I corrected it, and then it uncorrected itself in between sticking. Anyway, hopefully those are all neatly in a line. It is quicker for making sure they're all in a line, I'm not going to lie, but it is a bit annoying that it does things like flip them around without you noticing. Okay, so these guys are going to be making our iron plates. So let's just copy that. I remember how excited I was when I figured out you could just run across these if they're right close to each other. Oh, very satisfying. Right. So there's all of our iron plates. They're going to then feed into a reinforced iron plate assembler. I kind of feel like we're going to run out of room here, man. Aren't we? Because how many other machines do we need? Let's have a quick look. We need 3 reinforced iron plate assemblers, and then 2. So we need 5 extra assemblers. How the heck am I going to fit that in this space? I don't think it works. God damn it. So we're going to have to do something nuts, and I'll have to put them up above or something. How the heck can I do that? Let's worry about that in a minute. If we build all of these, if I can fit all of these screw constructors in underneath, that'll be pretty cool, I think, and we can use that as our, once we've got like a nice big roof sort of built. Is he facing the right direction? No, he is not. Oh, infuriating. Three, 4, 5. I'm holding control, which seems to be helping keeping it face the same direction. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is insanely big. But we did fit them all in. The only thing I'm worried about is it's not going to work in terms of output, is it? Because how many screws in total are we outputting? Like 500 and something, that's like 800 screws. You need like top level belts for that. So we're gonna have to try and group them, right, to make sure that they're outputting correctly. And I don't know how I manage that. We could do, what was our fastest belt again? Is it 240? No, 480 even. Yeah, so that could be it. We could just we'll dump half of them onto one, half of them onto the other, because each of them's going to be making, so we've got, what, 14 constructors, so 7 times 50 is 350. So that's cool. We'll do 350 screws onto each belt. I just don't know how you distribute them about. How do we do this? Oh dear. This is good fun. I tell you, I love this bloody game. Right, let's complete this rooftop here, so at least we've got somewhere to try and build our other assemblers that we need. Because I kind of feel like we're a bit short on space. Why do those not line up properly? Huh? Oh! Something's out of line there and I don't understand why. Ah, it doesn't matter. Right, so look at all these beautiful machines ready to go. So these guys are going to be all the screws. Something tells me this isn't going to work first time. Something tells me we're not going to finish in time either. We're getting very close to time. So let's copy him. Ooh. Okay, so all of these guys are going to be making screws. Good grief. Oh, and I've just thought I've done them all in out the other way, and I could have just done them this way around, but never mind. So, my brain is melting here. Let's think. How do I do this? Let's take one of these. Let's just build and see what happens. That's my favourite approach in this game, not gonna lie. So I'll put these like this. Do I do both of them? Yeah, I think we'll leave the floor clear for walking, because it's usually quite handy. So one of these belts is going to go to the iron plates. So let's just do that one first. Oh, I can't do that, can I? I need... Oh, bugger. I think it's going to be too long. How close did I do it? Yeah. Right inside. Like that. And this is them here, I think. Okey-doke. So, if you're going to come into... Where are you going to come into? This side? Because that's a merger, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So, in comes the iron ingots here. These guys need to go, like, all the way back this way. There we go, so we got a load more iron coming out like that. Ah, it's bothering me, that's gone a bit quirky on the old angles, but never mind. Right, so that's the iron for them sorted. Now I need the iron. So let's just look at this one more time. I find it mad, isn't it? Look, when you think about the fact that this, iron pipe uses almost the same amount of iron ingots as this, but it only needs 2 constructors, and this needs 14. Absolutely bonkers. Right, so let's just hook up those guys now. Oh, where have I ended up? I was obviously moving on the conveyor while I was in that menu. Yeah, this is not where I wanted to be. So this is the start of those ones. So hopefully we can just do a nice little loop like this. That'll do. Bit quirky looking, but we move. So you can come all the way this way as well. And then he needs to just connect to here. So I think for this we'll just probably use one of these. And hopefully this won't look too terrible. Oh, facing that way will look terrible. Hang on. In fact, no, I don't want to work it like that. If we put one of these like... How do I make this work? I want to do something like... I want to say there. Let's try there. Let's see if we can force... Why isn't it doing the thing? It's a bit annoying. Maybe it's too close. Good grief. Alright, let's stop over egging it and we'll just get it done. Give me one of those. Too steep, that's fine. Alright, there we go. Off goes some more steel at maximum speed. That should be coming down here now. Here it comes. That'll come into here, which is going to feed all of these screw constructors. I think we were a bit ambitious on the old plans, weren't we, chaps? We might get another couple of episodes out of this series, yeah, who knows? Right, so there we go. That's all the iron. We can see it in the distance getting lifted up into the various, onto the various lifts. So I just need to double check real quick, like what's the inputs on each of these constructors? I don't think it's too big. Yeah, it's only 12.5, so that's fine. Everything being level 1 there is absolutely fine. That's great. So good stuff. That's all sorted out. So now I just need to figure out how we make the last the last few bits and how we do the outputs. Oh, cripes. This is going to be tricky. We've got 3 minutes to spare, but we're never going to do it in 3 minutes. That's fine. So this bit is where I was thinking of putting a truck stop. So why don't I just put that there so I remember? This guy was going to go here-ish. There we go. So we might have to use some of this space. We'll see. So we're going to have screws coming out. Let's look at our plan real quick again. So a third, well, it's not a third at all. It's significantly more. There's a very strange ratio here, but a bunch of the screws are going to go straight in to the heavy modular frame manufacturer. So part of me is like, do I just do that bit first? So that's done. The other ones are going to have to go into 2 assemblers, which are making our bolted frames. So let's plop them down as well. Let's do that. So we'll do... The thing is, hang on, the ratios are wrong, aren't they, right? Because the only reason I'm thinking is how many items can I move a minute? 480 is the max, right? So we can't do this and this off the same belt, is what I'm thinking. But what I could do is like this and this off the same belt. And then this one can just be on its own, sort of thing. Ugh, very complicated. It's breaking my brain a little bit. So, how on earth do I do this? Let's just start doing it and see what happens. So we know we needed 2 assemblers. The thing is, my assembler manifolds are massive, so we might have to just like manually build these ones. Although it feels like they look rubbish compared to everything else now. Do you know what I mean? Let's see. How big are the manifolds? Manifold assembly. Jesus! Can't even see what I'm doing. Do it inside it. Right, so we can have one. Like that. Sheesh. So big. So I do him there. Oh, let's put this guy next to it. We're going to try and get this finished. And then I'll run it for a bit off camera and I'll let you know how it went. You can go there. But I still need 3 more assemblers to make the reinforced iron plates that go into these. So this is going to be crazy. Let's just configure these to be making... What are these ones making again? Bolted frames. So you're going to be making bolted frames. You're going to be making bolted frames. Cool. So many things going on here. And what I'm going to have to do, you see, is try and do something fancy where... So let's look at how many screws they need quick. Right. So he needs 140. Another guy, and the other one needs 140. The belt that's going to be looping this way is going to be about half of our screw constructors. We did the sums on that earlier on. So that's 350. So, you know, we're going to have like... So what am I thinking here? We wanted to do that minus 240. So we got 110 spare screws, you see. Well, is that actually doing that sum correctly? Maybe I need to do... Do I need to do that? Or does it work? No, it is right. Fine. So we need to just make sure that those 110 spare screws filter off into another production. Because I don't want them to get stuck there. That's going to be a challenge. That is going to be a challenge. And I'm feeling tight on time, like I can't go too much longer today on the recording, got commitments. So that's fine, we've got that down. I might have to just do some of the hookups offline and we'll talk them through next time. But that's okay, I need to connect these up. We probably need to do half of the screw. Half of the screws are going to come this way, feed into these 2 machines. The other 110, is that quite enough? It's not quite enough, look. And not quite enough to go into there. But maybe what I could do is feed the spare screws from this straight into the manufacturer and the spare screws from the other process straight into the manufacturer, and then that should be enough. So that's the plan we're going to go with. So maybe we'll just try... What I'm going to do is let's get the last constructors built just so you guys can see the rough sort of appearance of what this ends up looking like. Not constructors, sorry, assemblers. I think we're going to have to put them up here. There's no other way of... There's no other place for them to go. We're going to have to do some funky, gnarly... what's the word I'm looking for? Conveyor lifts to sort all of this out. So here's an assembler. Oh my god, he's enormous. So, let's take that blueprint mode off a minute. So where do we want it feeding in? We want it to come and drop its output down here somewhere. So he's not in too bad a position there, actually. Oh, the nudge distance, of course. How many squares long is he? 3-ish? Okay, cool. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. We're just going to dump him. Oh, fuck. I think there's a mod to increase that nudge distance, and I want to get it. I don't even know why it's limited. It's so silly. Right, so let's put him there. We'll put another one in front of him. Like that. And another one in front of him. Are you guys all facing the same way now? I hope so. It looks like they are. So cool. So these are then going to be our reinforced iron plate constructors. Well, we need 3 of those. I believe it was. Was it 3? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, 3, 100% look, so that's fine. No fancy configurations going on here. Right, cool. Okay, I'm going to do all the belting and powering on, powering up off camera, I'm afraid, lads. It's a bit disappointing, sorry. But I'm out of time for recording today, so we are going to have to stop there. And I'll inevitably do some offline just to keep us making progress, so the next time we can concentrate on doing the next factories. But yeah, here's it. It looks, this is the biggest thing we've built yet, easily. Heavy modular frames are no joke, and this was using some neat alternative recipes that we'd managed to get. But there we go. We looked at a lot of cool stuff today, didn't we? We'd got our first tray line sorted, looking cool, and got this enormous, amazing factory ready for powering up very soon. But cool. Anyway, guys, girls, as ever, thank you very much for hanging out with me today. I will catch you very soon in the next one.